Perry County, Kentucky Sheriff Joe Engle joining me right now to the county, one of the most hard hit from that flooding. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I know we just spoke to Aquila, a resident who is in her home. She's safe, she's okay, the waters have receded, but that's not the case for a lot of residents where you are.
Correct. Yeah, the situation's ongoing, and we don't even know the extent of it yet. It's just still really playing out in front of our eyes.
What, in terms of rescues and continued searching for people who are unaccounted for, how much more work do you all have to do in the part of town that you are in?
Yeah, it's still ongoing. It's still we're still hitting on all cylinders on that. We're now starting to get some outside help from other places. Other states are starting to send some search and rescue crews in, and we're trying to find people that's been washed away in vehicles and gotten to some of these small creeks and streams and washed away. We're trying to find some of those and people trapped in their houses. So it's still coming in. Where the communications broke down, we've lost total infrastructure, roads, water, electric, communications, got entire communities that's been cut off from outside help that we can't get to at all in the county. So that's kind of leaving us in the dark on who needs help in some of these places. So the situation's dire. It's unlike any I've seen in my 25 years of law enforcement. I can't express how dire the situation is.
I'm hearing in your voice almost a sense of overwhelm right now. I don't know what you're doing to stay awake and stay encouraged that you'll continue to find people.
Yes, I mean, under normal circumstances in Appalachia and Perry County and Hazard and in these small mountain towns, we don't have resources hardly to function under normal circumstances, let alone when you get something to this magnitude. And when you lose people and you see people that you love and just lose their entire livelihoods. We had a police officer that he just paid his house off the day before, and he lost that house due to the flood. So, and you see him standing next to the road with nothing, losing everything. So it is overwhelming. And but what keeps us going is these communities. We have strong faith in the Lord, and that's going to get us through.
When it comes to what is needed the most right now for those who have managed to get to those safer spots, to shelter, to the top of those mountains, at least to get their lives somewhat in order with food and clothing, what else is needed? What could people who are watching right now send to your community for help?
I think we're still trying to figure that out. I don't think we really know what all we need. I know there is a need, and it's going to be, I think we're still trying to figure that out. I know people needs the bigger items. They'll need generators. They'll need basic clothing, underwear, socks, things like that. I'm sure baby formula, just basic necessities. We're talking about people that lost their entire livelihood in minutes. So they went from having everything to nothing. So I think a lot of it's still yet to be figured out, though, what we do actually will need.
I know the governor declared a state of emergency, but they're still awaiting a response from the federal government. You talked about the lack of resources there, and many in this tight-knit community have lost their homes. The people who are the first responders, the people who are the police and the sheriff's deputies. So are you anticipating that more resources will come from the National Guard?
We're hoping so. We've got deputies that still cannot leave their house. When this happened, one of the things was faced with the entire road systems were washed away. So we've still got deputies that are stuck in communities that can't get out and help people. So we've have other counties in the state, Boone County in northern Kentucky, they've sent us 3 deputies down to help. And so we're starting to see some of that help pour in. So yeah, it's way bigger than what we can handle.
How is your family?
My family is good. My immediate family is safe. I did lose my great aunt. She was lost. She drowned in floodwaters yesterday with my grandfather's sister. So she was the first confirmed death was my family member, was my great aunt. So she was 82 years old and lived her entire life to lose it to something like that. It's sad.
I'm so sorry for your loss, Sheriff Engle.
Thank you.
So
Thank
sorry.
you.
And thank you for staying strong for your community. Thank you for being there for so many people who've lost everything.
Thank you.
Wow. It just puts things in perspective, doesn't it? Okay. I'm so sorry. Gerard is going to be tracking more on that flooding coming up in just a few minutes. But
thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.